Well, my question is this. How can you justify paying each individual £300 a day? Not a week. A lot of people do not earn £200 a week.
Right.
So
well, listen, Joy,
the House of Lords reform, where does Boris Johnson stand on this?
I think the whole thing has got completely out of control, Joy, and I have to say I'm with you. And I think, well, in the sense that I think 843 members.
866 now, second highest second chamber to China.
You know, it's something radical needs to happen there. It's not something I have to say that I've looked at for a long time, but I would think.
What do you mean by something radical?
I think, well, the right. I mean, in the sense of pruning.
Right. How do you prune?
You got to. Well, I think they had a kind of voluntary euthanasia plan, didn't they, or a voluntary sort of exit plan, a sort of a dignitas approach to the laws, wasn't they? You were told that you could step down, and I think some of them exercised that option, because there are a great many of these geezers and women who don't actually do anything very much at all.
They take the money.
They take the money, and they don't do much. And it seems to me we should make them an offer they can't refuse. You know, if they
Don Corleone.
If they don't turn up, if they're not really interested, they're just interested in the glory of being a member of the House of Lords. Well, I think stuff that. That's absolutely absurd. We probably need about 400 legislators to scrutinise bills, to amend them and to improve them.
So effectively half.
Yeah. You don't need all these people. They should be.
So
told,
why did Mr. Cameron pour so many in
they should
last
be told
month?
Quietly. Well, hey, look, there's one of the political difficulties that Dave faces is clearly that in the House of Lords, after a long period of Labour rule, there is I think there's now a pretty big anti-Tory majority.
This is like World War One. We'll just have more soldiers fight more soldiers.
I'm afraid that's what we've got to, which is
it's a war of attrition.
Itself absurd, and the government's got to be able to get its business through. It'd be completely undemocratic if the unelected House of Lords were able to block it. I think it's really the only option the Prime Minister has. I think he's got, in the current circumstances, he's doing the only thing he really can do, and I totally defend and support him on that. But this thing needs reform.
So this Rachel in Bexley, he'll defer to when Rachel in Bexley has emailed. Very interesting to hear what you say about the House of Lords. Can you say categorically you would refuse any peership?
Listen, I think the chances of...
No, never mind the chances. Well, are you saying you would never sit in the House of Lords?
I certainly don't think it'd be right to sit in the House of Lords as it is currently constituted. And my job, where's our friend from? From
Bexley, Rachel.
Rachel in Bexley. My job is to be Mayor of London, which is
but in years to come, after you've done whatever you've done, written yet another book, bored everyone to death about Shakespeare, would you then accept, Sir Boris, Lord Johnson of Islington?
I think it highly unlikely that any such preferment would be offered me.
But if
what I want to do is get on with my job and actually and to represent people of Uxbridge and South Ruislip and to represent people of London.
Was it when you'd received a text from the Prime Minister telling you to effing shut up, otherwise the next PM will be Miliband?
Now that is an interesting question, because I have studied my mobile. As you suggest, I don't know what I do on my mobile phone, but I cannot find any